Thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it. I live in Ballard. I'm just trying to have conversations with my neighbors and trying to get to know who they are. And I start at the beginning. So, Adam, where were you born and raised?
Yakima, Washington. Born there, graduated from there. From Eisenhower in '96. I'm just turned 45 in April. I spent all my childhood in Yakima. Didn't go any further than Salem until that day after I graduated. Then I moved to Pasadena.
So you were raised with mom and dad? And
yeah, both my biological parents, yeah.
And siblings? Any siblings?
Brother and a sister, both older.
Oh, gotcha. And you're the youngest?
Yeah.
So tell me, what did you guys do for fun growing up in Yakima?
Yeah, tried to stay cool in the summertime and warm in the wintertime. A lot of rivers, a lot of fishing. Wintertime, my dad collected baseball cards, so he'd have baseball card shows that he'd go to and set up booths. And he had his own landscaping business. It was just him. Then when I got old enough, I helped him out,
Yeah, sure.
Say anywhere from 12 to 16-hour days working. I mean, anywhere from 85 to 105 degrees, And hardest working man ever. Not much business sense, but hell of a hard worker. He did us right, We always ate. We always had clothes on our backs. So.
Yeah.
He drank till he was like 35, then he stopped drinking, no drugs, no alcohol. So.
Would you remember that time where he stopped? Or?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And why did he stop?
Because he actually gave it up for Lent one year. He was a diehard Catholic. And he gave it up for Lent, and I think on Easter he got messed up. And then I think after that he was pretty much done. Cut it off after that.
Cold turkey.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So, last time he was drunk was actually at my cousin Eddie's wedding about 10 years ago now on accident. He was eating these strawberries that each of them had a shot of liquor in them. And he didn't know it. He goes to his brother, my Uncle Don, my cousin's dad, is getting married. And my uncle goes, "Jerome, you're getting all fucked up." He goes, "No, I'm not. What are you talking about? Those strawberries have a shot of liquor each in them, bro." And he was a happy drunk that night, boy, let me tell you what. But didn't drink again after that, but yeah. He had relapse, I guess you'd call it.
Accidental relapse. At least it was for a celebration, for a good cause. So you said after you graduated high school?
Yeah, I moved to Pasadena.
You went to Pasadena, California?
Yeah, I was going to be an actor.
Oh, yeah.
I worked with Farrah Fawcett in 1999 on a movie called Silk Hope.
Okay.
That was pretty cool. My best gig was working on the Roseanne Arnold talk show.
Okay.
I'd go and sit in the fishbowl, and if they called extras in because there wasn't enough people that would come up from the beaches, to watch the show for free. They'd pay us $180 to watch 2 tapings each day, cash.
You called it the bitch bowl?
No, the fishbowl.
Fishbowl.
Yeah, you sat in the fishbowl. She was a bitch, but we sat in the fishbowl. Yeah. My best episode there was when William Shatner was there, and he did not like her. And during commercial breaks, she had to take more commercial breaks that day than I've ever seen anyone take. She was getting flustered because he was letting her have it. She had just spit on the baseball field after the national anthem. She had just done that. And he was not impressed, like I wasn't, and it was quite funny. He let her have it, and he won.
So you lived in Pasadena, and that was your job was being extra.
Yeah.
What else did you do in Pasadena? Where
a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Since 1999, I remember the most. Because I graduated in '96, and in '99 I remember the most. Star Wars came out, Episode 1.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And went down there and to Hollywood. I'd never been to a movie at the Chinese Theater on opening. That that was cool. I was there 4 years. But I traveled around a lot during that time too. Like I went to see my friends at all the different colleges, and that they went to, and it was kind of weird because I was at UW one day, and my friend Sarah, she was like, "Turbo, you already made breakfast and made money. You don't have no weed to sell today because everyone's in school. Come with me." So I went with her to a lecture hall.
Okay.
I wasn't a student. But I walked in, she was, "As long as you're not a dick, you can stay in the class, So I was sat there, pretty interesting. So from then on, I've spent a lot of my time going to visit friends all over the country and going to different lecture halls. It was pretty neat.
Oh, sitting in on the class.
Yeah, I mean everywhere from WSU to UW, back to Duke, Pasadena. Purdue. I had a buddy to play football for Purdue, Taylor Suffield. So I went all over, and I probably seen more lectures at more universities than anybody in history.
You got some free education.
Free, what it was, free education.
That's right. We got to tell more people to do that.
Yeah, it was great. It was fun.
Nice.
So then I went to trade school, became a track shop engineer.
Tell me more about that. What is that?
Built it, but the undercarriage of tractors and tanks.
Okay.
Everything they roll on.
Okay.
Made really good money. About 7 years ago, I had 2,700 pounds of tractor pads fall on me, broke my back in 4 spots. Couldn't work no more, so now they pay me to not work. So I make
disability?
a lot. Yeah, I make a lot less money than I did. But I woke up about 4 years ago now to a bad dream, and I emptied my gun into the wall of my apartment. So since then, I've been out on the streets because I'm not going to kill some innocent kid because I'm having a nightmare.
Yeah, you're not allowed
So,
to do that.
yeah, bad idea.
Yeah, bad idea.
And the cops get really mad when they come to a house and they say, "Why'd you fire your gun?" Because I was having a dream. So I've been out on the streets since then.
So you said that was how long ago?
About 5 years ago now.
Well, let's go back to, I'm curious about your accident. Are you open to talking about that?
Oh, yeah. I
Tell
got
me
hurt
what
at work. I was in a coma for 12 days.
Well, do you remember it?
Not the actual injury. I've seen the video. The pads. I was building what's called a D9 Komatsu track, and each pad weighs 209 pounds. And when the forklift broke, the zerk line dropped a little bit, and they fell on me. And they started about right here and went down. And when I fell backwards, I hit my head on the other roller bed and knocked me out.
Wow.
I had hairline fractures. I think it's 5 spots in my back. But the bad part was all my ligaments and muscles tore. So I had to learn how to walk and all kinds of stuff again. And quite a nightmare. I missed my job.
So my guess is you woke up in the hospital.
Yeah, Harborview.
And then you had the rehabilitation was years, my guess?
Well, about a year. I was in Harborview for 6 months, about a little less. And then I went to Puyallup to their hospital, to their rehabilitation center, not the actual hospital, but their rehab center upstairs. I was there almost 9 months.
Gotcha.
So yeah, a little under a year total, I think.
Oh, gotcha. And then
since then, I've lost 2 toes.
Well, how'd
I've
that
had 2
happen?
toe infection from the injury. Like my back would go numb, and my right side would go completely numb. And I'd fall and I'd scrape my toe next to my big toe because it's a little longer than my big toe.
Uh-huh.
And infection after infection, it finally got so bad one time that it was almost to my main foot, and they cut it off.
And you couldn't feel the infection because it was numb?
Yeah, but I could see it. And I was on IV antibiotics for the first one for almost 8 months.
Oh, wow.
I was in Harvey respite, they call it, and that was weird. And then the second one, I went to bed one night, thought I was okay. The next morning, I woke up and I was in massive pain, and my toe was like literally the size of a baseball bat. When I woke up, got to the hospital, within 6 hours, they had the toe off.
Oh, wow.
So it was better than the last one. Not as long as pain, but I mean, no preparation for losing the pain on the toe on that one.
Yeah.
But both on my right foot.
Gotcha. So after you woke up from your bad dream and put some so then you were out on the street.
I did myself. Yeah, I broke my lease and I came out here.
Oh, you were just like.
It was my choice. I could.
Oh, tell me more about that choice.
I just I've used drugs a lot in my life. You know, and not to cope with anybody. I mean, people in what do you call it, 12 steps, they want to blame their problem on other people. I do drugs because I want to. I mean, my parents can't blame them. They didn't do drugs. Never did drugs. So, I mean, my drug choice is my choice. So, I mean, come out here on the streets to get my drugs anyways, why not be out here?
Yeah.
You know, so.
Gotcha. What's your drug of choice?
Right now, meth.
But I guess let's back up a little bit. Tell me about when did that adventure start for you?
I started my senior year with marijuana, kind of, which that's not a gateway drug, but then I got into cocaine real heavy.
Okay.
Real heavy. I did coke until about 6 years ago. Then my coke guy who I was working for passed away. When I say working for, that was above and beyond my regular job. And so I found meth, and all that meth taught me how to do was ride a bike, lose my teeth, and color.
All right.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. And so that's what you've been doing since?
Yeah, I was doing coke for almost 20 years.
And then switched to meth?
Yeah, meth, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. And so you've been on...
Now I do blues a little bit too, an opiate for pain.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, I'm like right now, I might lose my big toe now. There's a hole in my big toe that almost goes all the way through it. It's pretty bad.
Oh, so your toes are still
I guess. Yeah.
Wow. And so you do cope with that pain
with opiates, with blues.
Right. Got blues. Right.
But now I'm out here. I'm watching people die every day with this fentanyl powder shit.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch people like take one hit and die. One hit, and I mean it's crazy. Needle use has gone down. You don't find needles anymore on the streets. Right. Needle use has gone down 68%. Yeah. ODs have gone up 72.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, fentanyl is like incredibly cheap.
Well, it's not so much.
Well, the pills are like $1.
The pills are $2. There's not much petty in those, but The powder, it's $10 a gram, just like heroin was.
Gotcha.
Or not a gram, $10 a point, just like heroin. But people don't realize it's literally a microscopic that kills you dead. It's that potent of a drug.
Yeah.
Like, and then a lot of people are allergic to it. And when the hospital uses it, they literally use it and then kill it.
Gotcha.
But see, we can't do that out here. We're not doctors. Okay, somebody takes a hit of it and they're dead. I mean, you give them Narcan, but they're still dead.
Yeah. I was just talking to somebody, and they're talking about how they've seen a lot of people die, and a lot of people that are unhoused are carrying Narcan.
Oh yeah, I have Narcan on me right now.
Yeah.
I have 6 packs of Narcan on me.
Yeah.
All times. Both the shot and the nasal.
Because they're seeing so many people.
Yeah, I've seen in the last 2 years, I've seen at least 25 people die, and I've countless hundreds of people OD.
Wow.
I've probably Narcan probably 150 people myself.
Oh, wow.
Lost 2 of them.
Wow.
Right in front of me, dead.
Wow.
CPR the whole 9 yards,
Wow.
And that messes with you.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's that like?
It's weird, For the first time in my life, about a month ago, I watched somebody die I didn't like. And I've always had a thing, no matter how I feel about somebody, once they're dead, it's over. But I watched them die, and I had no feeling about it. I felt weird. So a pastor guy came out here who I have some respect for, and I talked to him about it. He goes, Adam, that's normal. He goes, you can't have feelings every time someone dies. There's people die all the time, you don't know. He goes, it's normal. That made me feel a little better. But it was weird to watch him die and not have any feelings.
Yeah.
I wasn't, but the guy talked to me, and I understand it better now, but I mean...
You kind of felt guilty that you did that.
I did, he's right. Yeah.
You're like, wait a second, something's going on.
So I should be doing something, but I didn't.
Right.
I mean, I just went on about my day.
Interesting.
But like I've watched, in the last year and a half, I've watched at least 100 people die, not wake up.
Well, I mean, it begs the question, what about you? Are you afraid to
No,
overdose?
I don't smoke powder.
But,
I OD'd one time, and that's because someone gave me a bubble, which is a meth pipe,
but,
and it had Betty in it, and they didn't tell me. They told me it was clear. And I'd been in jail for 98 days, so my tolerance, I had no opiate tolerance. And the guy tried to kill me because his girlfriend had told him I'd slept with her because she was trying to break up with him, and I never touched her. So he was trying to kill me. He failed, but...
Well, can't meth kill you?
No, you can't OD on meth.
Oh,
you can have a heart attack eventually, but you can't OD on it. It's like weed, you have to smoke a garbage can of it.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. And this stuff we have now ain't even meth. There's no, back in the day, we used to, you take a hit of dope back in the day, you'd be awake for a week. Now you got to smoke a ball a day.
Gotcha.
To even, because there's no ephedrine.
It's just changed.
Well, there's no ephedrine.
Gotcha.
The farmers, when they get their salt licks, they have to report all that to the feds because that's where a lot of ephedrine comes from. A cow salt lick is 98% ephedrine, 2% glue. So now the farmers have to, I know a couple farmers won't say names, but they buy a herd of 1,000 cows and then they kill half of them. So they still have real meth.
And they sell us.
Well, they make the meth,
Wow,
they still have real meth.
Well, are you still in contact with your siblings?
No, I haven't. My parents died July of 2019. I found out the day I lost my first toe, actually. I hadn't talked to them for almost 3 years, and I found out they died in July. I lost my toe in October.
Last October?
No, October of 2019.
Okay.
And I found out that they died July of 2019.
Oh, gotcha.
And
Wow.
and I hadn't talked to them in 3 years. So,
How did you find out?
I called their number from the hospital right after I woke up, and I got the doo-doo-doo. And my dad's had that number since before I was born. So I dialed it one more time thinking maybe I'm really high in the hospital, and same thing, so I called my Uncle Don, and he said, son, they're dead. So, yeah, that's 7 days apart.
Wow.
What my uncle told me, so yeah.
Oh, interesting. And your siblings, talk to them?
Nope, I haven't talked to my brother in 20 years probably. I've never liked him. And my sister lives in Buckley. I tried to call her at work one day and she had quit her job.
Yeah.
She'd been a director of kids country. I think she retired up there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of kids, you have any kids?
No biologicals.
No biologicals. Yeah. Adam, is there something you'd want the people of Seattle to know?
Homeless people, I want to apologize for a lot of us out here. The garbage ain't everybody out here doing it. But you guys throw garbage on the highway. You're in the houses. I see people out there every time I'm on the highway, in uniforms, picking up garbage from your cars, and you're not homeless. So yeah, some of us are dirty, but so are some of you guys. Not all homeless people are dirty. We're not all bad people. And to whoever the hell told you fucks to honk your horn when you come by us, that's just rude. All I was just gonna do is start drama. Okay, you're gonna honk the horn at the wrong guy. I'm not the wrong guy, but you're gonna honk your horn at the wrong guy because he knows you're being an ass, and he's gonna shoot rounds at you, and you're not gonna like it. So, I mean, that whole thing just, I mean, stuff like that's gotta stop. But it's just causing drama. And come down here, throw your bottle of wine at us. All you're gonna do, most of us don't care if we die. You throw a bottle of wine at us, we're gonna come after you. I mean, just, treat us like people. And if one of us is not treating you like a person, let another homeless person know, and it'll be dealt with. I mean, because we like respect. We're about respect down here. You know, people who are, and there's a lot of assholes out here, homeless and not homeless. They have no respect. But guess what? I watch kids that shut their parents' face in the door and don't say sorry or nothing. Manners are nowhere. We got to get manners back everywhere. But the Pacific Northwest doesn't have manners. It's too rich. 3 of the top 4 richest counties in the country touch. So you got a bunch of rich assholes and a bunch of poor dicks. So, and we don't get along well.
So you're seeing kind of a rise in, I guess, violent
acts. It's just violence, it's assholism. For no reason, just act. So I'm going to be a dick today for no reason. Yeah. Both on the people that aren't homeless and the people who are homeless. Yeah. And I mean, there's no need for it. Yeah. That'd be like me walking up to a cop telling me, "Hey, what's up, dick?" I don't go up to cops. I don't want to get arrested today. Yeah. Okay. Just because, I mean, there's no need to approach somebody you don't know or have a bother with. Just walk by them. I mean,
or say
hello. Say hello. I mean, I'd say hello to everybody I walk by, and you would not. People out here looking like, what the fuck? Why are you saying hi to me? You don't know. Sorry, dude.
Just a human greeting.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird. It's like, I don't know. Manners are rare out here. Yeah. It's bad. Like, just common, like, respect. Like, I mean, I see some lady and her kids with a flat tire, I'm gonna help them fix it. Yeah. Most people drive by them at 100 miles an hour and flip them off. Yeah. But it is what it is.
Thanks for sharing part of your story, Adam. I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate thank you.
Good to hear your voice. Yeah, man. You got that mic. I'm gonna take a couple photos.
All right.